This is Craig, and this is the fourth video in a four-part video series on using a citation manager like Endnote. In the first video, I showed you how to get PDFs and articles and citations from a database like EBSCO. I showed you in the second video how to go about saving these documents so they're easy to find on your device. In the third video, I showed you some features of Endnote specifically, and in this video, I will show you how to construct your research article in a manuscript software like Word. And you will see that I have Endnote already installed. When you download and install Endnote on your device, it will import this or add it to Microsoft Word automatically. If you want to enable or disable the feature, I am on a PC, but you would find in Mac someplace like in your options for you to enable or disable add-ins. You would just go to that. This is going to be a COM add-in. Go ahead and click go, and then I can disable or enable by checking that box and clicking OK. Once you have Endnote installed, it's pretty easy to use when you're writing a journal article, research report, dissertation, theses, whatever it might be. Really easy to use. Let's add some dummy text here just so we have something to play with, and then it's pretty easy to use. I'm going to assume that we are citing the Mary Jane Collier article that we used in a previous video as the reference, and all I need to do is I can highlight this. I go to Endnote. I go to Insert Citation. There's a lot of options that you can look with. I'm going to place a link to the previous videos as well as a link to the software developers videos that highlight some features of Endnote that are easy to use. I just want to highlight some ways that I use it. And I just click on Find, and it's actually going to pull up that. Notice how it just found that reference because it's searching for that. Now, let's say I wanted to find someone else. I could type in their name. So maybe I want to cite something that I've written or that's referenced. Let's go ahead and add more details because it's pulling up everything here. There we go. There's an article that I have a co-author with, and we could insert that. And you will see that it has inserted our names and as well as put the citation in. You do have to do a little formatting. Again, let's go ahead and insert this one. So I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to go to Endnote, Insert. It's going to find that one. That's the one I want. I'm going to click Insert, and it's automatically going to keep it organized and all of that stuff. So what I can now do is type references, and I can go to Home. This is going to need to be bold. It's going to need to be centered. And what I can do is actually go up to, in Home, to Styles. I'm going to right-click on that and say Update Heading 1 to Match. Up here, I could also put, for example, heading 1, title. I'm just going to do that. So that way, when I'm looking at the headings, I can jump back and forth really easily because we know that we would have this on a separate page. And then if my article, I'm like, say on page 12 and I'm in the middle of the methods section and I want to jump back down to the references or jump back up, I can easily do that. That makes it really nice. Okay. Nevertheless, you see that it automatically imported those. I would still double check, make sure everything is formatted correctly for the style that I'm using. But what's really cool about this is, let's say, for example, you need to convert this from APA to Chicago. And what's going to save you time is this feature that I'm about to show you. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go back to the Endnote. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the style from APA to, let's say, Chicago footnote, and notice that it got rid of that and converted the references automatically to something different. Let's go ahead and change it to MLA. You will see that it automatically changed that, and it reformatted up here as well. So it does make it super easy to switch back and forth from the different citations. So that is one reason you want to do that. Now, how I use this tool is I never use the feature of Cite While You Write. I just usually type out, for example, as such. And then what I do is I go to my citation manager, find the article that I want to link to. I right-click on it and I use Copy Formatted Reference, go back to the reference list and type that in. There's some weird formatting there for some reason, and there you go. So this concludes the tutorial series on using a citation manager, specifically Endnote. I highlighted a couple of additional strategies for you that I thought would be helpful in your journey from getting articles to putting them into your research report. I think the best thing to think about is a well laid out plan to help you keep all of your documents organized, and over time you will build a database that will be very helpful and save you a lot of time. Nothing drives me crazier than I see when people try to maintain all of their citations, for example, across multiple documents and copy and paste and so forth, when there are tools available to you. And as I showed, for some of you it will be free. Check with your higher education institutions. While you're a student, you might have access to this amazing software. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, of course, leave them in the comments or feel free to reach out to me via my personal email anytime. You can find my contact details at craigie.info/contact. And until the next video, I do hope that you have a wonderful day.